We are less than a week until the first debate, and on the same day U.S. COVID deaths passed the 200,000 mark, you know who held a rally, not socially distant, mostly maskless, in Pittsburgh, and went into his usual mode of scare and attack stuff. Take a look.
You ever see Sleepy Joe with the little circles? He puts them very far away. So far away, and then he comes up with the mask. He's like 100 yards from the nearest human being. He's got a mask. He feels good about the mask. I wonder, in the debate, it'll be him and I on the stage. Is he going to walk in with a mask? What the hell did he spend all that money on the plastic surgery if he's going to cover it up with a mask?
So funny.
Well, there you have it. So the pandemic is just one of 6 topics for the next debate next week. But, you know, do you think it's going to overshadow stuff? I mean, what is he doing? I'll start with you, Sonny. What is he doing here?
Well, you know, he's going back, of course, to his playbook of lying and attacking. But in terms of the debate, you know, I don't think that the pandemic topic will overshadow the debate, because the way the debate is set up, there are going to be 6 topics, 15 minutes each for a 90-minute debate. So we've got the Trump and Biden records, the Supreme Court, COVID-19, the economy, the integrity of the election, and race and violence in our cities. I thought that was interesting. Race and violence in our cities. It just seems to me that that's an interesting way to name a segment of a debate, conflating race and violence together. What does that mean? Is the debate about racial justice? Is it about police violence against black people? Or is it sort of that racial dog whistle that we've been hearing from Trump about suburban housewives and how they're at risk from black people ruining their lives and rushing the suburbs? So I'm kind of concerned about the phrasing of that particular segment. But I do have trust in Chris Wallace. I think he's a fine journalist. I think he does his homework, but he's going to have to fact check Donald Trump, because we know, you know, that he's up to, what, 30,000 plus lies, and the fact checking needs to be done in real time. And I wonder if he's going to do that during the debates.
Well, I don't know if he can really do that and do everything else he needs to do. So maybe some of us have to do that and bring it up. But he also renewed his attack on one of his biggest bugaboo targets, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Take a look.
About Omar of Minnesota. We're going to win the state of Minnesota because of her, they say. He's telling us how to run our country. How did you do where you came from? How is your country doing? They're going to tell, she's going to tell us, she's telling us how to run our country.
Joy, I'll let you run with this. What's your take?
Isn't his wife from another country? I mean, his hypocrisy and his stupidity is without bounds. You know, today I want to say this. I was watching the rally. You know, I'm starting to really feel sorry for these Trump supporters who follow him. You know, the latest statistics are so scary, so scary. 18 to 24-year-olds are the biggest spreaders and victims of this. And the problem is that if you get this disease, it can cause long-term damage to your heart, to your lungs. In young people, it can cause strokes, increases in Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's. I mean, they do not know enough about it. I was watching Fauci, and Fauci's like, he's very, very scared and nervous about what's going to happen. And here this guy tells these poor people, I feel bad for them, because they're listening to Fox and they're listening to him.
Yeah.
And thank God we're going to have a debate where they might be listening to some other facts besides the ones they're getting from those sources.
Right.
But, you know, they need to start paying attention or they're going to get sick, these people.
Yeah. Sarah, what's your take?
I have a hard time watching these because I think it just reminds me of being young kids on a playground and just watching someone say awful things about other people. It's kind of antithetical to kind of who I am as a person, but also my interests as a voter. The part that I find the hardest is kind of the laughing afterwards. You've got someone smearing people, whether it's xenophobia with Representative Omar, or Joe Biden's, plastic surgery, or even talking about reporters who have been attacked, like the gentleman who got hit by the rubber bullet, and then they laugh. There's this kind of riotous, that kind of mob mentality that turns my stomach. But I also think it's a time when we could, I know what he's doing, he's infusing his base, but right now I think we're living in a time and trying to survive a pandemic. And I could use some hope and inspiration. So I'm really looking forward to this debate. And I think they're in good hands with Chris Wallace, as Sonny said. To see some substance. I'm just hungry for content. What are the solutions? Not just who did what wrong, when, where, why. Like, I want to know what I'm voting on. I want to hear them talk about plans to solve things. So I'm hoping that's what we see at the debate next week.